Good morning, everyone. My name is Shreyas Muthye. I'm with the cybercrime wing of CID Meghalaya. I work as a cyber forensic consultant. And today, as a part of the CPD program, we are here to spread awareness on the issue and topic of cybersecurity awareness for teachers and staff. So, as per the latest report of India Today, there is a 900% increase in cybercrime. The total amount going upwards of 30,000 crores of people who have lost their life savings and their hard-earned money to cyber criminals. In the National Cybercrime Helpline, we get almost 60,000 calls every day across India, and this number is increasing. The reason for increasing cybercrime is the internet penetration that has reached from cities, towns to villages now, and educated and unemployed youth who have resorted to cheating people to earn money. So we will today, through this session, we aim to spread awareness about what types of cybercrimes are going around in this country and how people are being scammed. What are the tactics these scamsters and fraudsters use to fool and defraud people? And towards the end, we'll see how can you increase your security, how can you be more aware and save your hard-earned money. So without wasting more time, we'll begin the session. So scam tactics. Cyber criminals often exploit human emotions such as lust, greed, fear, and curiosity to execute their scams. Understanding how these emotions are targeted can help in recognizing and avoiding such traps. So the broad idea is there's a term in cybersecurity known as social engineering, which means that it might not be the most elaborate scam in terms of the technical part which they are executing, but rather how they use human emotions to gain trust or fool people to execute these scams. So four emotions are there in which these scamsters and fraudsters work mostly. These are lust, greed, fear, and curiosity. Under lust, scams such as dating apps are there, dating app scams are there, then sextortion is there. So these scams exploit this type of emotion. Then it's greed, the old devil. Everyone wants to gain money without doing much work. So then there are scams like get rich quick scams are there, then crypto investment scams are there. Next is fear. Something which is now growing a lot are these digital arrest scams. Then you have these fake courier drug scams, similar scams which actually work on the fear psychosis of a person. And finally, we have curiosity. Let's say the curious cat is always in danger. So the more curious people are, the fraudsters try to expose this and will try to make you fall prey for such scams. So we will get into all these scams one after the other and tell you how and where these scamsters will try to gain your trust and then make you fall prey to their traps. So we begin with digital arrest, which is actually a very growing concern now. Here you'll see scamsters pose as government officials and they threaten their victims with false arrest. They'll pretend to be officers of government agencies such as CBI, IB, ED, and maybe some other police agency also to extort money to resolve fictitious charges. They'll contact the victim and say that their name has come up in such and such case under money laundering or under some other drugs related case or something to just make that person go in panic, fear, and they will lose their normal senses if they are told that they are involved in such a scam. They exploit the fear of legal consequences to coerce victims into paying. There are cases in which such cases of digital arrest have gone on for hours and hours. The victims were tormented and they were harassed for hours. They were made to strip down to, just tell them that this is a part of the procedure. And people have ended up losing their life savings in this. And the trauma that they face, with not just of losing the money, but rather the shame that they go through during this process is actually a growing concern. Now, this happens due to, again, lack of awareness of people. Let me tell you, like digital arrest, such a thing does not exist if any arrest has to be made, there is a proper way, there is a proper channel. Police officers will come to your place, they'll serve your notice, they'll arrest, and it is a very well documented legal process. Such digital arrest hold no water. So I again uh, request you that please, if any of your friends or known one is ever comes across such a scam, please don't fall to such a simple scam that these fraudsters are posing. Immediately you disconnect the call. If you ever get a call of someone pretending to be a police officer and saying that you're under digital arrest, just take a screenshot, report it on the cybercrime portal, and you move ahead. You don't need to engage in that conversation and engage in that call. It is a complete scam and it is a complete waste of time. And also, if you somehow get connected, there's a chance that they might extort some personal details as well. So don't fall victim to like such a scam. Immediately disconnect and be safe. The next scam is the cyber slavery, or what we call as the Cambodia job trap. So few months back, we saw reports that many Indians are trapped in South Asian countries, especially Cambodia and other Thailand and similar other places. So what happens is these unemployed youth, they get good job offers to come and work there. As soon as they land up in Cambodia or similar place, the cyber criminals, the full gang, they trap them, they gain hold of their passport and other documents, and it is basically a kidnapping. Then they are made to work in shady call centers which execute different types of cyber crimes and extort money out of people. And they are also part of this racket. And they are helpless because they don't have any other documents with them. They don't have money. They are trapped. They're in a country where they know no people. They know no one. They have no access to any resources there. So this is a very alarming situation, and at this moment also hundreds of Indians are trapped in such countries and they are forced to work and engage in these cyber slavery traps. So this is something which the Indian government is working on. What I advise you is that if you get any you or your friends or family or known person get any job offers of working in any South Asian country, which you feel is dubious, maybe they are paying too much, or if you feel some shady deal offer that you have received, kindly verify it with your nearest police station, with your friends and family. These cases are getting common and getting a lot of traction also. So, and it becomes very difficult to escape in such situations. So kindly be aware, kindly advise your people to just have some faith in other opportunities as well, and avoid such scams. Then we have something called the fake loan scams. This is again a very common and growing problem. We also better know this as the Chinese loan scams. Currently, if you go in your app store or Play Store, you will find many of these quick loan apps in which if you register, the registration takes hardly 1 or 2 minutes. They ask you for minimum details, and within just a small span of time, you get large sums of money. These are unsecured loans. What happens is, like, we feel that, okay, our problems are gone, we get quick money. But on the background, what they do is when these apps are installed on your mobile phone, they gain access to your pictures and your personal information. And even if in some cases, if you pay the money back, these people will start to harass you for more money. They'll morph your images into nude pictures, and they will threaten you that if you don't give us so and so much money back, then we will send it to your contacts, or we'll gain control of your contacts and we'll harass them also. So there are many different types of these fake loan apps are there. In some, you will give money for a loan, let's say a registration amount, and then the team will never call you back and you lose that money. In some, they'll gain access to your pictures and they'll extort money from you. So my advice is that if you ever want loan money, if you ever need resources, kindly approach to your bank or your proper government registered NBFCs and official banks for money, for loans and money, because they come under the government's purview. Law enforcement agencies also have some power to investigate, and it is much more trustworthy and a very safe angle in which your resources, your rights are protected compared to such shady apps. So if you ever encounter such apps, kindly uninstall them, kindly report them. don't fall prey to such apps and be safe. Then we move on to the sweetheart scam or I love you scams. So these are your modernized version of your previous Nigerian prince scams, which are there, in which people will create fake profiles on social media and dating apps, and lonely singles will connect with them on these platforms. In a short amount of time, these fraudsters will gain your trust, will grow interest in you, and will develop a relationship with you. And we will start, and the victims who are there, they will also start to share their personal information and their thoughts. So this happens, and over a course of time, then the conversation starts that they want to meet each other, and then they'll say that, okay, we are sending you gifts, but you need to send money to receive it in the form of like custom duty or something. Or they'll even ask that, I want to come to meet you, but I don't have money for ticket, so send me money so I can purchase airline and tickets for this. But even if you send money, they will never come. The hardest part here of these scams is that people don't understand that, like, they have fallen victim to such an elaborate scam here, and they are not really ready to accept the fact that they've been made a fool of and their trust is shattered. So we see these cases, these are quite common, and these keep on happening from time to time. So the first rule of speaking with someone you don't know online is that don't trust them. A profile you see of a person might not be the person. It might be some other person who's pretending to be someone. It might be an imposter who's created a profile. It might be a gang of impersonators. So don't blindly trust anyone you meet online. Don't think that if you're speaking with, let's say, a 25-year-old girl, it's a 25-year-old girl. It might be some 3 or 4 people who are just trying to extort money from you in different places. And again, if you see, all these scams are on the different emotions that we mentioned earlier. So if you ever come across like these shady profiles, kindly report them on any platform you are. If you encounter them on Instagram, then report them on Instagram. If you encounter them on Facebook, report them on Facebook, because you're not only protecting yourself, but you're also protecting the next person who can fall a victim and possibly ruin their life. So be aware and be a part of the solution, not the problem here. Following, we get to the get rich quick or the crypto scams which are there. So everyone wants to earn money quickly with minimum risk or no risk, high returns, and minimum involvement also. So a growing part here is now the crypto scams which are there. So cryptocurrency, I can guarantee you that maybe 90% of the people don't know what crypto is or how it works, but they understand that it's of great value, and if you invest, you'll get good or amazing returns, unlike anything in the market. So it is very complex. The problem with crypto scams is that people have no idea, and the lack of knowledge creates hundreds or thousands of victims each and every day. The crypto scams are so complex, in which people not only have created like fake companies, but like they've created fake applications in which people believe that they have invested amount and it has grown to so much, and they are now like, oh, they own lots of wealth. But the moment they go to withdraw it, they are not able to withdraw due to maybe some certain challenges, or they find out that the app is fake, or there are like different obstacles. Here I would like to advise you is that if you want to get into cryptocurrency investing, please educate yourself on the topic first. Unlike all the other financial instruments, cryptocurrency also comes with a lot of market risk. It is highly volatile, and a lot of education is required before you invest your hard-earned money into something like cryptocurrency. Also, please verify which platform you're using to invest, which company is it. Just do a background check on any search engine to find out if are there any prior incidents of fraud done by this particular company or any platform, and only then invest your hard-earned money into these into such platforms for investment purposes. There are other similar platforms, or let's say programs, in which you invest some money or you do a small task in which you gain some money back. So what happens is, that maybe you'll get a message on your WhatsApp or Telegram that you have to just give 5 or 6 reviews and you'll get a small amount. And then as you do that, you get more and more tasks, and the amount of your reward, it also increases. So at first, what these scamsters do is they earn your trust by sending you a small amount. And you'll also feel, okay, I've done some small work, I've got some good money, and then I can keep on doing more and more. What happens is, after they know that, okay, you have now got trust of this particular way of earning money or this particular method, so they increase your challenges, and they also ask you to invest some money. They say that, okay, now you invest this X amount and we'll give you, like, say 10 times that if you complete this. The moment you invest a slightly bigger amount, now these scamster and fraudsters know that it is the right time to extort that money and move away. The moment you invest that money, they'll cut all cords. You won't be able to contact them, you won't be able to call them, you won't be able to see their profile, and you will end up losing money. So, quick money is always very dangerous. Please don't fall for such scams which are there. Uh, you might get some returns at the start, but these network marketing scams or similar task scams which are there, so they are designed in such a way where minimum reward keeps you hooked. It will gain your trust, and then the moment you are invested in and they think that, okay, this is a good amount of money that we can extort from this person, they'll move away from you. So please be safe, keep your friends and family safe, and don't fall victim for such scams, and report them to a nearest police station if you spot any victims, because the sooner you report, less people will fall victim, more victims will have a chance to regain the money back. Then we have shopping scams which are there. Since digital age and internet has grown tremendously, and everyone now uses these applications on their mobile phones to buy, e-commerce has increased, like, amazingly fast in our country. But the shopping scams have also increased, and they are, like, morphed into different types of scams which are there. So we'll see a few type of these scams, how criminals fraud people when they are shopping online. So what happens is, first you'll see some fake websites itself. So these websites will give you good deals. You are browsing, on your computer, on your internet for something, and you'll get an ad that get this at like 90% off in this one. So you think this deal is like too amazing. So out of curiosity, you'll go there, and after everything, maybe you'll purchase. Many of these, you'll see these scam websites, they won't have an option of, like, let's say, cash on delivery. They'll say that you can prepay everything, get these fabulous discounts, and when you pay, you won't receive anything, because it was all a scam from the start. One product can't be so cheap also that you feel, okay, this is an amazing deal, this is too good to pass through. But mostly these are scam websites. They only want to attract people, they want to take your money, and you won't receive any product, and maybe, or they'll send some defective or some random thing to you. So always buy from trusted e-commerce platforms which are there. Go with the reviews on third websites like Trustpilot are there, Scam Advisor are there, Virus Total. Such websites are there which help you identify fake websites where there are reports of phishing, where there are reports of such shady practices a website uses. The other is, what happens is, sometimes we order a product from a website. Due to some reason, if we don't want it, so we opt for a return. What people do is, they generally don't go in that particular application or the particular website, but they'll go on Google or Bing or any other search engine, and will randomly type that company's or page's name and a customer care. Scamsters create fake websites or fake web pages for this customer care number, and they'll keep their own number, a different number than the company's one. So once you connect with them, they'll ask you for your personal details, such as your name, your address, your bank account details, and they say, okay, now we've got your details. Then now we'll refund the money and so and so. But the moment you share these details with you, they'll maybe send you OTPs to get your money. And in just the way things are, you might think, okay, this is a genuine request. Since I've contacted the customer care, they told me this full procedure. So what I'll do is, I'll just share them all these details, and I'll get my money back. But through that, then they get access to a bank account and they take all the money which is there. So if ever you purchase something and you wish to return, kindly use the authentic and original app. For example, if you buy something on Flipkart, go to the Flipkart official website or the application, and there you find customer care. For Amazon, go to that particular website. Don't go on Google or any other page and click on random links which claim to be the customer care support for this. And whatever you do in these online shopping, just kindly keep a note of the transactions you're doing, take proper screenshots of the bills, keep the bills in place, so that if tomorrow you have to prove something, you have substantial evidences to prove that you are being defrauded with. Next, we look at the hotel booking scams which are there. So this usually happens when in places when people, once they want to go on vacation, they'll search for some location on some social on the internet, and once they finalize on the destination, they look for hotels. For example, if someone is looking to book a hotel in Shillong, it's a very beautiful place, so people will like to come here. They'll look for hotels, and the pages that they'll see are mostly fake pages online, because fraudsters, what they do is they create fake hotel pages, and they give their own mobile number or email, and the unknowing victim will connect with them. They'll ask that, like, I want so and so dates, a room for this day, kindly tell me if you have any bookings there. So these fraudsters say, yes, sir, there is, but due to fast filling, I will advise you to kindly pay in advance so that we can confirm your booking. So the people think, okay, we are getting a good deal, we are getting a room booked. The moment they pay, and after that, when they reach that place, they understand no booking is in their name, and then they understand that they have fallen victim to a scam here. So here I advise you is that if you ever like booking and looking for hotels and booking rooms, please go to the official website or the authorized partners or the authorized pages which are allowed to book, and just confirm that whether this is the same hotel. So here it becomes very difficult, because a person coming from one city will go to another city, and then he will know no one to address these scams. So kindly do your research. Don't just trust one website. See 2 or 3 different websites to book, and only then go for the booking part. For Meghalaya, we request everyone that go to the Meghalaya Tourism official website. There's a list of all hotels and guest houses where they can register, and they can find rooms there. So far we've seen now different types of scams, different types of how these cyber criminals play on human emotion and exploit them to execute such scams which are there. Now we look at a few of these different apps, because what happens is that if you see, many times people will tell you that download this app, but it is not on the Play Store. You have to download it maybe via some Telegram link or some internet, or you have to go to some third website to get these applications. So here, if you see, we have a few of these fake apps which are there. Indian government, along with other security agencies, do an audit of these apps, and from time to time they remove harmful apps which, if installed on your phone, basically have malware. So malware are basically viruses which, one install on your phone, will gain control of your personal details, your device details, and they can extract information, and it can be used to exploit you. It can be used to take control of your banking information and your other sensitive information as well. So don't install any applications which are not on the Play Store or on the App Store. Kindly stay away from these applications, because these are mostly viruses. These are usually shady Chinese apps which look to be something but have some problems underneath it. And in some cases, it will be very difficult to even uninstall it, and might have to format our phones to get rid of such applications. These include fake loan apps, cleaning apps, then Bitcoin apps are there, which are basically mining, and they will take control of your device resources and will send information to the servers as well. So these are a few of the dangers which loom around the world of cyber safety and awareness. Through this, my aim is not to scare you, but to make you more aware, to make you more confident when you go on the cyberspace. Currently, we are surrounded by so many threats, and we are vulnerable to fall prey Our children are browsing the internet, so they, if it is not kept in check, they might fall to suspected victims also, and be they can be harmed by these cyber criminals as well. So these are a few. Now we look at some safety measures. What you can do is to increase your security, because it is always better. Like they say, prevention is better than cure. So in cyberspace also we suggest the same thing. And here we'll look at a few tips that people can use to protect themselves and increase the security. So the first is like avoid, I said, installing apps from unknown sources. Kindly stay away from these websites in which there are a lot of ads, and they'll promise you like download this app to stream free music. There'll be no ads, or you can enjoy YouTube with any ads, or if you can just log in here and you can get details from Instagram, it will help you increase your followers. So all these apps which are shady, like something like GB WhatsApp, and such applications are there which give you some extremely amazing features. At the background, what they do is they'll gain access of your system, and they can extract some sensitive information. So don't download such applications. Please stay away. These are viruses. These are junk files. Just don't engage in these applications at all. Don't save your passwords on browsers of any devices. A lot of time what happens is when we log into our systems, you see a pop-up in the browser. They say that, do you want to save this password? Now, in a hurry, we might click on yes, and the password gets saved there. But these passwords are saved in clear text in our browsers, as browsers don't have that level of security. And if it is not your device, if it is a device that you're using, let's say in your office or in your school, or in a similar place where many people have access to it, then the thing is that when you're not there and someone else is using that system, they can have access to your account, they can have access to they can gain control your password, they can change it, they can impersonate you. So it can lead to a lot of problems, and it is very important to keep your passwords safe. Use a password manager, something like LastPass or KeyPass. These are free and open source tools which will help you to save n number of passwords. I know that in this day and age, we have hundreds of passwords to use and keep. Every website requires registration. So use something like a password manager in which you have to only remember one password. Once you access that, you'll get a list of your passwords which are safely stored, and these are encrypted, which means that even if someone gains access to that file, they won't be able to see anything, and your passwords will remain safe, and your security will be there, and it won't be compromised at all. So just search for something like LastPass or KeyPass, which are password managers are there. Always use two-factor authentication when it comes to transactions such as banking transactions, or some portal logins which are there. What this does is that in your absence, if someone is trying to do some banking, so you get an alert on your mobile device, and if this transaction is against your knowledge, you can immediately flag it, contact your bank, block the transaction, block the card, or immediately report it. This will keep your money safe, this will keep your account safe. So use two-factor authentication wherever it is possible. Use different biometrics such as your face lock which is there, or something like a fingerprint lock is there. So this adds another layer of safety to your accounts, and you can then work worry-free. Monitor your card use and keep your NFC turned off when not in use. Nowadays, we have cards. I would like to show you how these cards are. In banking safety, I would like to give information about how to use your debit cards, which are now enabled with the RFID chip. And you see this symbol of Wi-Fi, which means that this card can be used for something like the tap to pay option, which is on the POS devices that we see in shops, malls, in other shopping places, and other business places as well. So in the tap to pay option, a user does not need to put their PIN. They just need to tap the card on the system and a transaction occurs. What happens is these criminals, they use these devices with them, and when you're not aware, let's say if your wallet is lying around, they just put this device on there so that this information, they can do a transaction against your knowledge, and this will be against your information again. So there are applications in which you can lock this feature if you're not using it, And I would suggest you that you use that feature also, because if you are not aware, then these transactions can take place against your knowledge, and your hard-earned money will go away with this. So if your card has something like the RFID chip and this thing, so use the application given by your bank. This will help you to increase security. You can lock the card so that you will be doubly sure that no transactions are taking place against your knowledge, and you will be much more safer while shopping. Finally, I'll also suggest you to use open source applications instead of freeware or cracked or these modded applications which are there. Open source tools are also free to use, but their entire code library is online. So there is no chance of creating malware or some problems in this. The cracked applications which are there, the modded applications which are there, which we use on our mobile phones or PCs, maybe a pirated Windows edition or something like that. So they have some viruses or Trojans inbuilt them. We will install it thinking it is just a normal software, and they will gain access to your sensitive information. And it can cause a lot of harm to your system, your device, and your other digital identity as well. So please be safe of these of using such virus infused applications and malware. Another tip that I would like to give you is the use of masked Aadhaar. So UADAI, Aadhaar, the agency which governs the use of Aadhaar cards. So what we do is whenever we have to submit our documents somewhere, we scan our Aadhaar from some photocopy shop and we just submit it. These shops, they usually store this information and they sell it to some shady criminals, and then it is used to maybe gain some fake SIM cards in your name, or maybe some other documents, some loan documents or anything. So what UADI came up with is something called a masked Aadhaar, in which if you see that the first few digits of your Aadhaar card are cancelled out. It consists of the QR code and everything that will allow us to maintain its verification and identity, and it is a widely accepted document. Nobody is saying that it won't be allowed. It is a widely accepted document by the government of India everywhere, and this is done to save your Aadhaar credentials so that it doesn't fall into hands of these cyber criminals, and it will help you to even protect it, and it is not misused at all. So this you can download on the Aadhaar website itself, UADAI. If you log in with your mobile number which is registered, you can download your masked Aadhaar, and that you can use for your verification purposes wherever you want to give. Let's say booking for tickets, hotels, anywhere if they ask for your Aadhaar, you can give your masked Aadhaar to keep your safety safe, and also your verification and identification is done properly. And this is again free of charge, no problems, and it is widely accepted. Then, how do you work on social media? The problem with social media is that people don't just share, they overshare everything. And unknowingly, you give some information which you're not supposed to give to people. So, under social media hygiene, there are a few practices which people can do to browse cyberspace and social media more safely, more freely, without giving up too much information to cyber criminals. First thing is I would like to share is that please kindly lock your profile, keep it under your private profile, so that only people who you know can connect with you and you can share information with them, rather than any third person who even has an even intention of stalking you or harming you or causing you trouble in some or the other way. So what you can do is you can hide the location of your post. Don't post in real time. These are like two things that you can start with, because as soon as you start to give live updates, it also implicates that where you, not just where you are, but where you are not. For example, if you are giving time to time updates of where you're going for a vacation, at what time, which airline and everything, now criminals can also know that when you're not at home, and maybe this information can be then given to robbers. And there have been instances in which people have shared such information, and when they have come back from the vacation, their house has been robbed or some property has been damaged. So kindly don't post things in real time. If possible, avoid giving all the geographic details of where you're traveling, because it also creates your profile and it can lead to cyber stalking also. So refrain from such things. Use strong passwords on your social media. Don't use common passwords. I'll come to it later of how you can keep safer and better passwords. But use stronger passwords. Don't password share. Don't open profiles in your friends or other family members' devices, because if such a device gets stolen, not only their data but even your data is compromised in this. Control photo tagging. What happens is that if someone is tagging us in a photo and their profile is open, so someone might have access to our profile also, which we don't want. So I would suggest it that please control photo tagging. Don't tag people unnecessarily in post, because it can harm their privacy and safety, and it can harm your safety and privacy as well. Block and report negative comments. We engage with these cyber trolls, and it leads to unnecessarily disturbance of our time and resources and mental peace. So if you ever come across such comments, rather than engaging, kindly just properly document it with screenshots and evidence, and copy the URLs. Report it on the cyber portal or your police station if you find it extremely offensive, and carry on with your day-to-day work. Unnecessarily engaging in them with such trolls will only lead to waste of time and resources of yours. So be more responsible on the social media. Avoid the temptation of oversharing, and be a more responsible user. Help with your family with these tips, as or anyone else who is not as tech savvy or cyber savvy as they are, and inform them about the harms that people you can encounter on social media, which are only there to exploit you, as this is a gateway of identifying victims for cyber criminals as well. Like I said, social media is not your personal diary. These posters are by DSCI, who creates such good posts for awareness. Avoid posting every update, everything online. For example, if you purchase a mobile phone, now the cyber criminals know which phone you're using, which software it has. If you post like what device you're using, they know like, okay, they have this device. If you post something like this car is there, so now people know that you are using this car from this place, you drive it here. So what this does is, unknowingly you are creating a profile for yourself, and you might be a target. And if you say how people gain this information, then you yourself are giving this. I would specially advise teens, adolescents, college students, school students who are there, who have just started to use these devices. Be more responsible. Just spend some time educating yourself, because unfortunately there are a lot of harms. There are a lot of predators who will try to prey on people, young people who don't have so much idea and won't be able to cope up if they are ever in such dangerous situations, because unknowingly you will be a target of such things. So be more safe. Don't let your curiosity go wild. Share your experiences with people. If you're ever in doubt, consult with someone you know, maybe someone who's more experienced in these things, your faculty, your friends, some of your seniors, your elder brothers, sisters, if you're ever unsure. And don't believe everything you see on social media. It is all fake. You know the rise of AI, which is there. Within clicks, you can get any pictures generated, any information made. You can edit things. So don't blindly fall for these scams or such things that you see on social media, or you believe everything is true. Do your research, do your work, consult with your friends and family before you double down on any decision that you see. Pause and pay. So always verify the amount before and after making an online payment. Digital payments are a lifesaver. They help you when you don't have cash and money, and it is very quick. But they come with a lot of problems also. One of the most common scams we see in UPI is that people think they are receiving money. They put the PIN and they said that, sir, our money went, but we didn't receive anything. In UPI, remember there's a rule that always enter PIN to pay. Never ever will you receive money if you put your PIN somewhere. This is the rule. In UPI transactions or any these such digital transactions which are there, you never need to put any OTP or PIN to receive money. So if ever you're contacted or in any situation, if you have to receive money, you don't need to give any other details apart from your account number or UPI ID which is there. Apart from it, a person doesn't require any other details to send you money. They don't require your OTP, they don't require any UPI PIN, they don't require any other link that you have to click to receive any money. So before such a request pops up on your screen, kindly verify, kindly see why is it being made, who is it sending, what amount is it, and what platform is it coming from, because there are many fake profiles, fake pages, fake applications also which the fraudsters use to commit such scams. This is very simple. This won't even be a scam. This will be just taking advantage of when you're not alert and like your lack of attention. The password safety chakra is there. So our passwords are very guessable. People keep their spouse's name, their birth dates, and this, so which is very guessable. And with something like AI and internet services which are there, it becomes very easier to guess these passwords. So just remember a few details when you have to make or build a password. So do not include your personal details. Try to avoid your name or your spouse's or children's name or their birth dates if possible. Don't save them in your browsers. We saw that in browsers, people keep the passwords. These are saved in plain text. So anyone who has access to that system, even for 1 minute, I can borrow your phone for 1 or 2 minutes and I can get details. Avoid sharing these passwords. Make them unique. How you can make them unique is mixing alphabets, numbers, and characters. Use something, words from your local language, but the English script, which will help and make some unique passwords. If you have some favorite songs or some favorite, recipes or food items, you can keep its names, and you can just switch up 1 or 2 characters here and there to increase your safety. Set up two-factor authentication. So even if someone gains your password that maybe you must have written down on a piece of pen and paper somewhere, you can easily avoid the risk of being hacked or your account being taken over if you set up something like a two-factor authentication, which is there, in which you also get an OTP to access your account, or some code or some link that which like Google or Microsoft sends to access. Change them periodically. So this, where what you can do is you can set a date, maybe your birthday or some other day, in which you can change these passwords cyclically. If you use a password manager, you can set an expiry that on this day the previous password will expire. You have to make a new password. So this will increase your safety. Rather than forgetting, you will remember your new password when you change them constantly, and your risk of your password getting leaked will be really less. We look at some scams. So the phishing scams and email scams are there. How to identify and how to be safe of them. So verify before clicking any web links or over the SMS that we received. Nowadays, there are many calls in which they say that your phone number might be disconnected. We are sending you a link, click here, or your electricity will be disconnected. Pay on this number, or connect on this number, click on this link to pay. So please, if you find it suspicious, if you find it slightly off-putting, don't click on these links. Be aware, scan them. There's a website called Virus Total, which has a URL scanner. If you receive any application, any link, you can just copy and paste it there and see the results. It's a very good virus database which helps you identify if you are being targeted for any scam or something like that. This will help you be aware, you'll be able to screen out such false and scam and junk from your inboxes. Never share personal or financial information over the internet. If anyone asks you that kindly share this, then don't fall for such victim. Nobody needs to know your account number, password, or these things to do any transaction with you. So be aware. These are very general tips, but sometimes just in day-to-day working, we forget employing these things there. Now we come to some government initiatives which are there for citizens. One of the thing is Sanchar Sathi. So these are used, citizens can make use of this portal when they are in such situation. So first is they can track their lost mobile phone. If you ever lose your phone, what you do is you can go on this website and you can give your details of your stolen or lost mobile phone, in which you have to give details such as the model number, the IMEI, your purchase proof, maybe the bill that you have to just upload it. Once you upload it, in the background there's a database which will log it, and if anyone tries to use it, you will get the police station will get an alert that such a stolen device is being used, and immediately it will be flagged off, and nobody will be able to use that device. So this is sancharsathi.gov.in by the Government of India. Department of Telecom has come up with it. It has other services also. Remember, like earlier we mentioned the use of Aadhaar being misused, and you don't know how many connections are there in your mobile number. So here, what you do is you just enter the mobile number connected to your Aadhaar, and you'll get a list of all the mobile numbers which are registered under your name. If you find any number which is not registered by you or it is not in your knowledge, you can immediately report and block that number. This is a very small exercise that what people can do is it will hardly take 5 minutes. But through this, you will know how many connections are in your name and it is not being misused. What if tomorrow, under a crime, someone is arrested and they find a mobile phone which is using a SIM card in your name? It will be very difficult for you to prove that you are innocent because your name will come up there. So kindly log into this website, do this exercise in which you can just put your mobile number and get details of how many connections are there in your name, and you can be safe of any malicious connections which are not under your name. You can also know that which are the internet service providers which are there. So you can, if any fake providers are there, they won't be listed here. Only the authorized internet service providers through which you can purchase internet will be here. Apart from this, if you ever get any phone calls which are spam, which you think are committing any cyber criminal, you think are not genuine or maybe impersonating a thing, they have a Chakshu portal which is also enabled in this. You can report this number on that portal. So the government will create a database of such fraud numbers and will immediately block them. So you won't only be just saving yourself, but many other people who might fall victim to such scams. We'll also see that there's another good portal by the government of India. These are the Cyber Dost portal, which is there. So Cyber Dost is available on Telegram, on Instagram, on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, and many other platforms. So this is maintained by the I4C, which is the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center. And this daily it posts updates on different cyber scams which are there, how to be safe, what updates are there, how the cyber police across India is working on cases to catch cyber criminals and make India more cyber safe. So along with the different pages that you follow, kindly follow this page also. You'll get day-to-day updates. You might know, you'll learn new things, and you can be more safe with this. So I advise you, this is again a very nice portal. It is available in different regional languages also. So you can even access it with and share it with your friends and family. So follow CyberDost on YouTube and on Instagram, on Telegram, any other portal you wish to use. Finally, if you see, I've put a QR here. This is the I4C published handbook for cybercrimes. So if you just scan this QR with your mobile phone, you will get an handbook which is comprised of different scams, of how people are scamming. Apart from this, a good awareness booklet in which how you can train yourself, your friends, your family, your children, maybe your students, different people, and it is applicable to everyone who is using a mobile device in this day and age. Just going through this book once or twice will help you to be more cyber safe, will help you to be more aware of this. At this point, I'll also like to show you one of the few things that which are there. These are some hardware which the hackers use to hack people. So if you see, yeah. So apart from the malicious apps and software which cyber criminals use, hardware is also a very important part in the cybercrime domain. Cybercrime or generally digital crime. The device you're seeing in my hands right now is called a Raspberry Pi Pico board. Raspberry Pi is a small mini computer sort of device. It comes in different shapes and sizes for different users. Such a device can be used for many other different things. Once it is programmed on a computer, what criminals use it as a bad USB. What it does is, if there's a phone which has some passkey in it and it is kept unattended, or let's say it is stolen, so this device is programmed to generate multiple pins so that a phone like this can get cracked and you can bypass the security of this. There are other uses also of such devices which can be used in hacking, which can be used via Bluetooth hacking, or maybe some malware that can be sent to this phone. The other board that you see in my hands is an ESP32 board. This is a Wi-Fi enabled board. This is used to conduct Wi-Fi attacks. So what this does is it will disconnect one device from the internet, and you will think that you're connecting to that same device, but rather it will create a different access point for this. This is used to something which criminals use, like a man in the middle attack or a Wi-Fi deauthentication attack, or just like a normal Wi-Fi attack to get credentials of your Wi-Fi. So if you ever spot such devices in your office or vicinity, or which is connected to a system where it should not be, kindly contact your IT team. They'll be able to find out like what these things are and immediately remove them to the risk. Because once like these devices are used to connect to your other networks, your devices, your mobile phone, they will send this information back to the cyber criminals, and it can be used to gain access to them and your sensitive information, ID, passwords, banking information. If something like a keylogger is there, so every button or key that you press on your device, that can also be used against you, as all this information is there. So be aware. CyberDost has many other videos and information on this, in which you can identify such things. If you encounter such things which are put in, let's say, in an ATM, so you might think that the ATM is also compromised, and you can contact the ATM security for such things, or the bank for such things. So if you find any such these open hardware in places where it should not be, so just kindly report them, stay away from them. Don't randomly put your phone or devices near them, to just increase your safety. Finally, we come to the information of what if after being so safe also, if you've fallen victim to such scams and tricks. So always remember, Government of India has created the 1930 cybercrime helpline. Anywhere you are in India, just call 1930 and you'll be connected to your nearest cybercrime police station. If you're in the state of Meghalaya, it will be connected here. If you're in any other place, it will connect you to the nearest cybercrime police station. There you can give all the details, and immediately some action will be taken against any activity. This will also be used for, let's say, financial frauds, to even the heinous crimes such as, let's say, rape cases which are there. And with extreme fast pace, action will be taken against these cyber crimes. You can also, if you're not near to a police station or a phone, you can also visit the cybercrime helpline, the cybercrime portal, which is the cybercrime.gov.in. This is the same portal in which you can self-report. Always remember, if you have fallen prey to any of these scams or victim, kindly record all these evidences by proper screenshots, save them, properly label them, properly document them, and then you can share it in your police station, or you can self-report it on the cybercrime.gov.in portal. This will help your case be stronger with all details which are there. The fraud accounts can be blocked immediately. So always just keep these two numbers and this website very handy with you, written on maybe somewhere in your mobile phone or in your diary, and share it as much as possible. The cybercrime.gov.in portal also has many resources for citizens. It has a daily digest with people. If they wish to learn more and make themselves more aware about cybercrime, they can anytime access them and gain some valuable information when they are using this. Always remember that the threat is there, but with improved awareness and improved knowledge, your security increases. When you're more secure, your chances of falling a prey for such crimes and frauds substantially decreases. And I strongly believe that it's a united effort. It is not just like me and them. It is always us against them. So be more aware. Educate yourself. Educate your parents, your children, your other family members, your friends. Try to include cybercrime safety awareness in your day-to-day work, as you will get much more confident as well. And the more aware we are, the cybercriminals won't have a chance to make you victim. And you will be much more confident in your day-to-day work. Your finances will be safe, your account password and everything will be much more safer. So after this session, I hope your knowledge on cybercrime scams and the safety is much more better now than previous. I believe that this session will help you be a much more safer cyber user on cyberspace. Not just you yourself, but you can keep your family members safe. Educate your parents, your children, your students, your nearly dear loved ones about the harms of the cyberspace, the benefits, how to browse, how to be more confident in your day-to-day working when you interact with people on internet. Uh, Please remember this information. Keep this handy, the cybercrime helpline, which is with you, the cybercrime portal, which we have shared. And with this, I'm very sure that you will be a much more confident person when you're browsing internet. And the cyber criminals will lose this battle, which they are fighting against us. So with this, I wish you all the best. Thank you. Khop Lishimal.